Don't know if this is working or not. Is this working? This is working or not? Turn on light. Let's see if this is working. Okay. Plug that in. Let's see how this is going. Plug that in. I think everything's working so far. Let's see how this is going. Plug that in. I think everything's working. Anyways, so it appears everything's working fine. So how is everyone on this wonderful night? It is a lovely Saturday night. How is everyone? Hopefully everyone's doing good. That is wonderful. Let's see. Get that up. So, yep, so we are at another lovely stream. Apologies if I'm a little bit, what's the word? Tired. The reason I seem tired is because I am. I haven't really been, haven't really had a whole ton of energy to do stuff. So, but yeah, so that's good. But yeah, what?
We don't have a junk drawer.
I thought we did.
Oh, we do?
Oh. Why?
I was looking for button batteries.
We don't have any batteries.
Like the nickel batteries?
No. AA.
AA batteries?
AA.
Do we have AA batteries?
No, he says you don't.
Huh?
He says you guys don't.
How many do you need?
2. My controller just keeps dying.
Here's the ones for my controller.
Aren't you going to use it?
I don't have to. Take them.
Okay. I'm getting a whole new pack tomorrow.
What?
I'm getting a whole new pack tomorrow, so
Oh, yeah.
you can have yours back.
Well, yeah, definitely take them then. Yeah, no problem. Get the Rayovacs. Those are good ones. Anyways. Coffee time. Yes, it is coffee time. Or in my case, voltage time, because I'm too lazy to make coffee. I really need nice coffee. But not really, because it's getting late anyway, so once this stream is over, I already ate dinner and everything. I had Chinese food. So, once the stream wraps up, I'm just gonna go to bed. So, yep. Let's see, apparently everyone's doing nothing. Jay wants me to get a Quantum X. I actually tried to get one for review, but they were like, oh, you need all your social media information. I didn't really bother responding. It's like I don't really have much social media. But yeah, so for some reason I still have the 1997 Eureka Dream Machine steam cleaner. Interesting. My phone broke, but I got a new one. Nice. Got 30 plus vacuums. Hi. A lot of people saying hi and hello and all that. All the stuff that you'd expect. Let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yep. All right. So, oh god, I look very dead in that thumbnail. Do 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 do. Are you going to join Discord? Yeah, probably. I saw a vacuum called a tornado and it was a commercial vacuum. Yep. Your living room looks different. Yeah, my living room looks different because I moved the desk. My desk was over in that corner and now it's right here. So, that's the main difference. What are you going to do when you hit 10K? I don't know. Probably dance. Woo. 10K subs. But I gotta get to 10K before we can think about celebrating getting to 10K. So get us to 10K. Because that would be awesome if we got to 10K. Because we're at almost 7 right now. So we're getting closer and closer. And then we got to get to 100K. And then we got to get to 1 million. And then we got to get to 10 million. But in the meantime, baby steps. Ruby's still here? Yes, she is. She actually just had puppies. So we have 9 puppies now as a result. And we picked out the one that we want to keep. So his name is Max. So we're going to have Max and Ruby. And the rest of them we're going to be giving away to family members and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of spotted black and white ones. There's a lot of black ones and a lot of brown ones. You know, like dark brown, light black colored ones. So yeah, which makes sense because the other dog is black. Black with a little bit of white mainly. But yeah, I cleaned up my Decade 80 and it looks really nice. It runs really nice. That's very good. Nice to hear. Those Decade 80s are really interesting. But yeah. I used to have a Black & Decker vacuum, but that one broke for some reason, so we got a dustbuster until I accidentally dropped it. But the only damage was the bin won't come on, so I taped it on. Okay, interesting. Oh, is Discord not wanting to work? Okay. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good.
That's good. I'm wondering if this is playing out of my headphones or is playing out of the speakers.
I don't know.
Oh well, either way. Should be alright.
I just got done working on my 1980s Eureka Mighty Mite.
Oh wow, those things have been around since the 80s? That's interesting.
I can turn on my camera and I'll show you.
Oh yeah, cool.
And a nice 80s orange.
Oh wow. I love that sort of 80s like orange sort of a color scheme. But yeah.
It has...
Yeah.
This is a Eureka upright hose, but does not have the correct end, so I'll figure out finding a better end for it, but... It has a pneumatic Henry bag in it versus a paper bag.
Oh, nice.
And if you want to do that to your Mighty Mite, all you would have to do is remove the foam, whatchamacallit that's here, and then a Henry just fits directly on.
Interesting.
Makes it so much more convenient if you want to use it as a bench vac.
Yeah.
You're not going to be breathing off the dust.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of dust. I don't like dust.
No.
So yeah.
That's why you have a vacuum.
Right. So do they make, like, is there any company out there that makes HEPA bags for the Mighty Mite? You'd think so, given how long it's been out.
They might, but I've never seen any. I'm happy that I was able to find Henry bags fit easy. No modification minus removing this little foam thing that goes around your collar to connect to your bag.
Right.
But it still seals okay, and it still works the same with the Henry bag in it.
Huh. Interesting.
And I'd way rather use a Henry bag than a stupid paper bag.
Yeah, so that's it's funny you mention that because I was just kind of testing that because I hadn't actually like tested a paper and a HEPA bag side by side. So what I did was is I took two basically identical vacuums and did what you'd expect. Fit one with the paper, one with the HEPA, and just kind of used them on and off, like alternating to see once the bags are full, which one is better. And so I took the Bissell Power Force, the 1398 model, and I put a paper bag in it, specifically one of those Febreze ones, because
Yeah.
I had a couple of those. And, that is probably my favorite paper bag, if only because of the, Febreze smell. But either way, so I put that in one of them, and then in my Sanitaire, the SL4110A, I put a HEPA bag. I guess on my Big Green I have a HEPA bag as well, but I'm not using it too much. So, and both of them are about full at this point, and I noticed the Black Power Force has a lot of dust on the inside of it. Like you can run your finger along it, and there's like a big streak of, well, in that case, in that area, no longer dust, and it's just like, ugh, I didn't realize it was that bad. They're a lot worse. I shouldn't say it's a lot worse than I remember, because back when I used a Power Force as my daily driver, and before I knew what the HEPA bags were, I used the Arm& Hammer bags.
Yeah,
And
those are okay bags.
yeah, for a paper bag like that, you can just like at the time walk into a store and buy. Those were really solid quality bags, because I could use that Power Force, and I did. It was my daily driver for like over a decade, and I used it with those Arm& Hammer paper bags, and I just did exactly what you'd expect. I just used it until the bag was full, threw it away, popped in a new one, and there was no dust on the inside of the bag chamber. After 10 years, the pre-motor filter looks like it just came out of the box,
Nice.
and that's just one of those things where it, like, at the time it was kind of like, oh, why would I get HEPA bags, because this is actually working really well. But the Febreze bags, and especially the Great Value bags, are so much worse.
Yeah.
And it really irritates me
Yeah.
that Walmart stopped carrying those Arm & Hammer bags. I don't even know if they still make them. But
I believe they still do. You just have to look it up online.
right. But yeah, so
Here is
it's yeah.
Go
Ahead.
Here's a Ricard Type Z bag, and this is not too full, but I've been using. Ew. Even with a HEPA bag, you'll see dust can get pulled through it
Right.
if your machine is powerful enough.
Right.
And these are pretty high quality, considering.
Yeah.
And I've been using this as my bench vacuum portable, that since I don't have my central vac installed yet, I've been using this upstairs to clean out my Dyson cordless V7 thing.
Yeah.
Funny thing, Dyson's actually having to send me a new motor body because it's cracked, and I've barely used it.
Right.
I've had it a year, and I've used it maybe 50 to 60 times.
Yeah.
The main motor body is cracked.
That's interesting. But yeah, because I have my V8, and although my dad's using it at the moment, it's at his house. But I've been keeping an eye on it. Every time I go over there, I make sure the filter's clean. I make sure it's not clogged or anything. Make sure it's charging correctly. So, hopefully I won't notice any issues like that with it. But I guess if I do, and it's a used one. It's not one that I bought new. I bought it in like a lot on eBay. And so it's been going okay so far. Hasn't caused him any real issues. But yeah, that is kind of annoying how that's. So did you ever like drop it or anything?
No, I even put it in the box when I moved houses.
Interesting.
I'm a collector who's very careful with my stuff, and I've actually picked up a DC41 Dyson and a Dyson Kinetic, and the Kinetic, this part right here, I'm using a DC50 as an example, but this part right cleanly snapped off. Crazy. And I've also had a DC41 that had cracking on the main body in this general area, and it was starting to crack down here at the changeover valve.
Right.
I would check that on the Kinetic you have, but I guess either people are being rough with them or they were just
Yeah.
in a bad patch.
I did look at the bottom hose on the Kinetic, and it doesn't have any issues with it. I didn't look on my light.
Well,
I didn't look on my Slim Ball, but obviously that's one I bought refurbished direct from
well,
Dyson, so I wouldn't
Dyson
expect there to be anything
refurb-
wrong with it. What?
with it being a Dyson refurbished, I wouldn't expect. It's right here. Hose connects here, and then it's right down here where you can see the hose that goes down to the cleaner head.
Right.
It was off right there, one of the structural parts of the machine.
Ugh.
Must have been a couple of bad batches of plastic.
It could be. You know, that's always possible that, you know, a lemon will occasionally get out on the market. But yeah.
Mm.
So going back to the bags, the what was I saying? But yeah, and someone also just commented, if I
Yeah.
could find that comment. My neighbor loved the Arm & Hammer bags for her Eureka Boss, but she was upset that Walmart stopped carrying those bags. And yeah, I was too, because I know I never had any problems with those bags, and I kind of assumed, I was like, okay, well, Febreze bags, you know, those probably are better, because, I mean, you know, I can't imagine they'd be worse than the Arm & Hammer. But it seems like it is, because I just noticed there's a
Yeah.
lot more dust on the inside of it. I don't know if I could have sworn that I cleaned out that machine before I put that bag in it, because I don't think I would have. I wouldn't have, you know, put a bag in a filthy machine. I don't think. But
Well, I would have vacuumed the machine out and wiped it out if it had dirt in it. But
right, or even, you know, those Bissels are so easy to do this. Just strip the whole thing
That's-
apart and just soak it, and then, you know, the inside of it will be completely 100% clean.
spotless.
So yeah, spotless. So
Have you taken the motor out of your Mighty Mite?
not yet. I haven't touched the Mighty Mite since the video. So
Well, then, something I will mention
yeah.
on the newer version, be careful of these two joints because they are very hard to line up.
Mhm.
And if I thought that these things snapped on after you removed it, I had gotten everything screwed down and back correct, and then I was going to try and snap these on. They don't. So I had to take it all the way apart and put it back together with these on it.
Mm.
The front, the back end, and the front end.
Right.
Just something to watch out for.
Yeah.
And this thing must not have many hours on it because it really looks pretty new on camera.
Mhm. Yeah.
If I polished it, it probably would look brand new.
It already looks almost like it's polished because of how shiny that finish is. I can see the light reflecting off of certain parts of it just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm surprised at how good a condition it is considering it's from the 80s and one of the first runs.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy they still sell that thing. I just find that amazing. It's like that machine is never gonna die. Because I mean, I'm trying to think of like another machine that's been on the market for as long, by modern standards.
This has been on the market 30 years already.
Yeah, 29 years because 82.
Well, 30 years ago was 1990. Or no, that's 1980. Never mind. That's 20 years. Yeah,
it's
tired.
It's 2021 right now, so
Yeah.
30 years would be 1981.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
this might be, and I
Wait a
don't
minute.
believe there's a serial
no, it's
dating.
not 30 years.
30 years is midnight 1981 to midnight 2021. I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm wrong.
That'd be 40 years.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This,
81 would be
I was-
40 years. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
wrong.
god, I'm blind.
It's 30
Okay,
years.
yeah, so it's 41. That machine's
I was
41 years old.
This thing was. Oh, for a second I had forgotten that 1990 is 30 years.
Yeah. Cuz there's like a part of me that still thinks it's like 2010. And like I look at like 2003 and I think, "Oh yeah, like 2 years ago." You know. Okay, it's not quite that bad, but you know, it feels like that sometimes. But yeah.
My guess, the serial number would be it's an 86, but there's no way to
86.
serial date these things.
Yeah, I think that's probably a solid guess is 86. But yeah.
And that would still make this thing, what, 34 years old already? Jeez. If
Yep.
these things have been on the market longer than, maybe the other longest design would be a Kirby, but I don't think anything else would be that
I don't
old.
even
Of
consider Kirby a real vacuum cleaner, honestly. That's just
Well,
Kirby's are just
they
a
don't.
joke.
They don't perform well enough to be considered a good vacuum.
Well, maybe I
I
shouldn't
understand.
say that. They do clean carpets very well, but like that's all they do. They try to like
Well, it depends
do they
on the type
not? I
of
thought they
carpet you.
did.
They do not. Have
Hmm.
you watched Alex's videos? His
Uh
carpet is
well yeah,
super
but
gritty and dirty.
doesn't he have like really weird carpet?
He has the same carpet that I have,
Hmm.
same style.
Hmm. I don't know.
This is a different room that has a different type of carpet. 1 second.
Either
Here's
way, I'm sure it's my point. Well, my
here,
point was that its
here's the
best
type of carpet.
attribute is carpet, whereas trying to use it on bare floors and as a shampooer and all that is just nonsense.
I would agree with that, but
Yeah,
this is a medium pile mohawk type, but this is actually natural, made out of corn
out of
and
corn.
stuff like that.
Does it taste like corn?
No,
You've tried it?
I can imagine it wouldn't because of all the chemicals it would take.
Oh yeah, you're right. Just tastes like chemical corn.
Yeah. Ew. Here's a warranty replacement from Shark. I had a powered lift away. I think it was the highest end model in 2017.
The True Pet?
No, this is a. They sent me a different model because they could not get me. I had a QVC exclusive,
Oh.
and
Oh, so what? So you had like a fancy color and they gave you the fucking boring one?
I had a nice blue,
Oh, that sucks.
and I ended up getting this brand new. And the other machine, Power Brush, I took it apart. The wire came off of it and shorted to the motor, ruining the handle
Oh
because the
god.
lights would not come on. Or these lights right here would flash, and this light would not come on.
I just remembered I still gotta buy the new power head for my other shark, but like I don't really want to. See, cause I was on the phone with them and they wanted me to pay $120 even though the machine was within warranty, and because apparently the entire fucking power head is not covered under warranty, which is
The reason that I
incredibly
was covered,
stupid.
yes, it is stupid.
But yeah, you can go on. I can finish after you say what you want to say.
I was under warranty because the handle turns the machine on, and this
Right.
is
Yeah.
considered part of the main machine. So they had to replace it for whatever shipping was,
Mm.
$20, and I had paid out full 300 and something for that when I did not know as much about vacuums in 2017,
Dear God.
and then it broke like a year later with minimal use, and
Yeah.
now I would say this is a okay, all right bagless thing, but not worth the price unless you get it used.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Cause the one I have,
Mm-hmm.
the power head. So yeah, I showed this on the stream before. So if most people know what I'm talking about, but it's the neck on the power head just like split in half, and in the process tore the hose and the wires and everything. So it's completely broke. You'd have to
It
rewire it,
destroyed.
replace the joint, all that. Like it just needs a new power head. So
I would guess what happened was the two screws got ruined that connect into this part. You have to buy a new power head anyway.
right.
But the top cover is what holds the screws down, and that's what's destroyed. And then you said your neck was broken,
Yeah.
right? The hose
Yes.
is you can replace the hose, but
Yeah. But like
change.
when all that's broken, it's just like okay, just get a new power head. Maybe
Yeah.
rip the old one open and steal the brush roll and keep that as like a spare or some shit. But because the motor did work in the power head, so like I guess I could take the motor and the brush out and keep that as for parts. But the actual housing was fucked. It needed a new
Yeah.
power head. So
Mm-hmm.
unless I could find like another housing to drop the motor and the brush in, but I haven't found anything.
You're
So
not gonna.
no, but yeah. So Shark wanted $120 for it. At the time, I got the guy on the phone to go down, like to cut it in half and go to 60, but that was like 2 months ago, if not more than that. And I know if I call them now, they're gonna be like, "Fuck you, pay us the full 120." So
And
it's
you
just like
still,
I'm not, yeah,
well,
because I
you,
can just buy a whole nother one for that
yeah.
price. So
Well,
there's
what
no
you,
reason to do that.
uh, I would just talk to Shark and tell him, well, it's under warranty. You know that Dylan Pryor cleans kid. I don't like him, but he was haggling a bunch with Shark about it.
Right.
Eventually, they sent him a brand new head for free.
Yeah, I'll try to do that, and I'll probably maybe I'll do like the kiss ash spiel, be like, oh, I have a bunch of Shark vacuums, I like them, and which I mean isn't really a lie. I do have a lot of Shark vacuums,
You
and
have more Shark
some of
vacuums than
them
a
I
lot
do
of people.
like, so it wouldn't be lying. But yeah, but yeah, so I could be like, I'm not buying. I'd be like, you can either send me a new head, or I'm taking all these and I'm throwing them out the window and going and buying a fucking. I don't know.
Dyson.
Doesn't matter what. Dyson. Yeah, I guess I could
You're
say.
buying a Dyson.
I could say SIBO, but like they're not gonna know what that is because they're.
No,
Yeah. I'd
just
say
say
I'm gonna go
Dyson.
buy a Dyson. I'll go buy another Dyson. I'll go back to Dyson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
one way
would.
to get them is when you say that. Oh, I switched to you guys, and I'm gonna switch back.
That's a tactic he used.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I like the kid though. I used this bag on a bunch of whatever was in this carpet before I carpet cleaned
Mm-hmm.
and baking soda treatment. So this
Right.
Henry bag is very full of fine dust, and it did not pull too much through it.
Mm-mm.
And that's saying something because I think these are only like 3-layer bags, but they're pretty good bags.
Right.
Henry bags, and that was on this Riccar Vibrance.
Mm.
Do you have any Riccar vacuums?
Not at the moment. I don't. I need to get some, but I was planning on going to my local vacuuming store, picking up vacuum store and picking up some machines, but I had I got my paycheck recently, and I just had like a bunch of expenses like get in the way. So now I'm basically pretty much broke, and don't have any money for really any vacuums or parts at this point. Maybe like a part or two, but
Yeah.
nothing crazy. Even getting that power head would be pushing it. So not really
Yeah.
much I can do about that as far as getting a Ricard. Although then again, the vacuum store did have that one Ricard for $50, assuming they still have it. And they actually had like a lot of Sharks and Dysons for around like $50. Like he just got a bunch of them in and just needed to pretty much blow them out. He had like a 25. He had like one of those rotators Sharks, and
Oh,
you
the
know,
white one.
yeah, the white one. Only it was like the Walmart version that was like blue, which I
Oh.
kind of wanted to get it just because it was blue. And I know a lot of people buy those, and those
Mhm.
do still sell. Shark
Yeah.
still sells them, so I know if I got one of those to do a review on, it would get really good traffic because Shark videos do get really good traffic. So it is a good investment, especially for only like the $50.
Yeah.
And especially if I then sell it afterwards, because again, sharks are people fucking go head over heels for sharks. But yeah, and also Rick Hoover just commented saying I need to sell some vacuums. I got I did repair videos on 2 different Hoovers, and at the time, because my phone was being stupid at the time, it fucked up and deleted the footage. So I have to like do the repair videos again, and then one of those Hoovers I have to do a review on. But either way, one of them I'm trying to sell. The other one I was gonna sell, but my fiance basically claimed it as his vacuum, so I guess I could sell the Bissell that he's using. And then there's a few other machines I got to fix up and get sold. And I have a few phones and like a laptop I'm trying to sell as well. I'm just trying to get all this shit sold, because if I get this stuff sold, then obviously I'll have a little bit more money to get some parts and stuff and not be stressing out so much. But
I have this thing for sale currently, but for $90.
is that
For-
is that the same 25 that had the droopy issue?
Yes, the droopy issue is not a problem because, as you can see, it stands up fine and it works perfectly.
I know, it's just like it's not like a defect, so to speak. It's just kind of like quirky because it doesn't really
Yeah.
hurt it. Yeah.
No, it doesn't hurt it at all, except for when you're carrying it.
it just flops down like a wet noodle.
This thing,
Yeah.
though, I might permanently have to keep this because the standing mechanism doesn't work.
Oh God.
Stick it up and
Or just sell it to someone who doesn't care, who will just lean it against a wall or whatever. I did that with the DC-18, and someone bought it.
Ooh, maybe my
So,
mom with my ooh. I shared that Dyson Wesselwork turbo on
yeah,
in Channel, I
I,
think.
I got one of those too.
I paid for it. I think she paid for it by the pound, so I got it for really cheap,
What'd you get it for? Do you know? Like, what
like
you paid for it?
less than whatever the weight of it is, and that would have been like less than $5.
Oh, yeah. So, I got one on eBay for like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to remember. I don't even remember how much I paid for it, honestly. I think it was like $8 plus like $5 shipping, or maybe it was the other way around. It was something to that effect.
Well,
So,
that would
so
have
it was
still
like a
been
good
worth
15,
it.
$17. What?
That would have definitely been worth it.
Yeah. I guess like,
Upgrading this thing.
um, yeah, I just took my earbuds out so I can't hear you at the moment. But yeah, so I can go grab that turbo.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I got the loop too. I figured I'll show off the loop in case.
I,
don't
I
know if
think
Babs is
Alex
watching
might
this,
be
but
getting
there's
a
the
loop.
I've been using. Okay, I just unplugged my headphones. I don't know if that means that you'll be able to say something through the speakers or not.
I don't know.
Oh, there.
I,
Yeah, there it goes.
I know Alex had recently gotten an email from Loop. He might be getting one.
I hope he gets one because I'd like to see his perspective on it. Because I mean, I have a feeling that we'll probably have pretty similar perspectives on it. But you know, I mean, because generally when it comes to stuff like this, I think we tend to think pretty similar. Although generally Alex tends to be a little bit more pessimistic, and I kind of tend to be a little bit more like forgiving. But I mean, I don't think that's really relevant with a loop, anyways, because I think it is a really good machine. I think
I would say
I don't
it's
think
okay, but
I don't think
yeah.
it's worth what they're charging, but I also understand why they're charging that much because obviously they're a startup company and they need to cover up, cost of development and all that. They need to get R&D costs back and stuff. So that all makes sense. And I really don't have many complaints about it. The only complaint that I think there are two complaints. The main complaint, which I talked to Babs about this, and he had the issue with it, was that the head doesn't always want to stay like flat on the floor for whatever reason. And then
Yeah.
there's only one other thing, I forgot what it was. Oh, which isn't really a flaw, it's just something that I don't really like, I just don't like the whiny noise of the motor, but that's, that comes with the territory. So really, the only real complaint that I have is the base not wanting to stick to the floor all the time. That's it. There's not really anything else. Like the wand cap is a little bit loose, but like who cares, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the battery life has been really good. The fact that you can charge the battery externally, that's something I really
That's
like.
great. Dyson only did that one generator, this generation, and the 11 outsize, and
Yeah.
one or a very short run of the original V11.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because it's one of those things where it's like you shouldn't have to get the most expensive machine in order to be able to swap the battery. That should be an industry standard feature.
Yes, it should. And I would honestly say I'd rather have a Hoover Air cordless than a Dyson V15.
I probably would too.
I just had bought this for $100 the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I would say it's a good carpet cleaner.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, of course my fiance fell asleep on the couch next to me, so I know everyone's commenting about the snoring sounds in the background. So yeah, I did not plan for that, but I don't really. Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever does. And when I got this thing, it was only used like 6 to 7 times.
Right.
I had used one of these renting it, and it's a good carpet cleaner.
Right.
Decided to, since they had one up on Facebook, I bought it in my area.
Right.
Only thing is they did not have the hose that definitely came with it. Because they bought this from Walmart, and no, they did not take it and never return it. It's actually a unit that is a homeowner grade because it does not have the hour meter here, and it has got the black bottom. They
Right.
spent, I think, $500 on it.
Yep.
And they did not return, and they did not keep the track of the hose. But that's $100 expense I'll have to spend on it when I've got the money for it, and the time to actually see where the heck they sell them.
Right.
But I can use another carpet cleaner I have for the upholstery for now.
Right.
And one of the other reasons I'd rather have this over a Bissell that cost about the same to buy used is the brush rolls are about the same, but the motors are both higher quality.
Right.
What carpet cleaner do you use on a regular basis?
Well, the only one that I have, I only own 2 carpet cleaners, and the other ones I have, at my dad's house, I have a Hoover's, a Steam Vac Deluxe, one of the older ones. I forgot which year it's from, but I don't remember even if it worked or not, but that one's at my dad's house. And the one I have here is a Bissell ProHeat 2X Revolution Pet, which is basically like the newer one. And
Yeah.
the only reason I have that one is because, like, right before we were moving into this house, I was given that, like, 1950s Electrolux in exchange for basically cleaning the house myself, because usually landlords will, like, deep clean the
Yeah.
house before a tenant moves in. But I offered to do the cleaning myself, because I just wanted to do it,
Well-
because I felt
well,
like
you're
it. What?
Yeah, and you're a vacuum technician, and you know how to, and you like vacuum. You're also a collector.
Right,
I
right,
would,
right,
I
right.
would have fun cleaning out a house
Yeah.
that was recently emptied,
Yeah.
just needed very heavy vacuuming.
Right, and I realized, so I took that on, and then I realized that I didn't have an actual carpet cleaner, and obviously because the previous owners, for about 2 weeks before I should say, because like the previous owners, before they sold the property to my current landlord, they rented it out, and then once their tenant left, they themselves moved into this house for about 2 weeks, and they used it for they did like some sort of like a pet rescue thing. So they had like animals in the house. So,
No.
but it wasn't bad. There weren't like, piss stains on the carpet or anything like that. It just had like that very faint like dog smell. But it was so faint that just simply leaving the windows open like got rid of the smell. So by the time we actually started cleaning, there really was no smell left. And then the only time the smell, like, there was maybe a little bit of smell that came back once we started extracting, because then obviously it's pulling that stuff to the surface of the carpet, but even then it was very faint. It was the kind of thing where I don't even know if it was pets or if it was just the fact that the carpet hadn't been cleaned in a good few months. So but yeah, so that's why I got that Pro Heat, because I was in like desperate need for one, didn't have a ton of money, and Big Lots had just discontinued selling that model, so the orange one. So they had they had sold all the stock, so they had the floor model on clearance, because the floor model was just one that they took out of a box and stuck it up on the shelf. So they had it on clearance for, I think it was $80 on clearance. It was like $79.99, missing the hose and all the extra stuff that came with it, but the unit itself was still brand new, albeit covered in dust externally from it sitting, and not being used on the shelf, but still, never used, still brand new machine. And so I grabbed it, and by the time I rang it up, it only rang up as 75. So I got it for only $75 brand new, which, considering they're 200, isn't too bad, and it did the trick for sure.
And one of the other reasons I bought this was it would cost me about more to keep renting the machine rather than buying one.
Exactly. Yeah. For most people, see, this is the thing I don't get is that if you have carpet, you really should own a carpet cleaner, unless you have like, if you have like one rug and you're in a 1-bedroom apartment, sure, who cares? But if you have a house and you have like carpet actually installed in a good amount of rooms, you need to
Every
own a carpet
bedroom
cleaner.
in
Like I
my
don't
house. Yeah,
like
every bedroom in my house has carpet.
yeah
Even the bathrooms have carpet. You have to have
yeah.
that work.
You have to have a good vacuum and you have to have a carpet cleaner. Like because if you keep renting, you rent just a couple times, you might as well have bought a carpet cleaner, especially considering you could find ones used. And yeah, I understand why people don't want to go use carpet cleaners because that gets kind of disgusting. But you know, if you think about it, if you use your own carpet cleaner on a nasty stain that you made, you would still have to clean it out anyways. So it's the same whether or not it was initially your mess or someone else's mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like cleaning out some used carpet cleaner is going to give you AIDS or anything. At least I
It
would hope
should
not. So
shouldn't as long as they did not.
no. Well,
Or you really can't catch AIDS unless you're doing
no,
something.
no, that's not how you catch AIDS. That's a joke. But yeah,
Yeah,
so. But that's the point, is that nothing bad's gonna happen. The worst,
Yeah.
you'd be much more worried about getting one nipping a lemon, especially
Yeah.
with like the certain older Bissell models that are prone to having. Was it the pumps that failed on those? I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
The pumps all the time.
Yeah, so you'd have to like fuck with the pump, but
I know Alex did that to his, and he removed the pump and put a Rug Doctor pump in it.
yeah, he turned the Bissell into a rug doctor. But yeah.
It identifies as a Rug Doctor.
Yeah, which is funny because I think they did actually have like Bissell machines that were actually branded Rug Doctor. At least I'm pretty sure they did.
Oh.
Because they also had Bissells that were branded as Rubbermaid for a while.
Well, I know I would rather have this than any other carpet cleaner.
Oh yeah.
Person.
I have no doubt that there might be better carpet cleaners out there, because I know some people are like, oh, that's a piece of shit. Why do you have that one? And I'm like, I haven't had a need to upgrade. I've been satisfied with its performance, and I don't see a reason to get anything else. If it fucking dies, maybe I'll get something else. Who knows?
This thing has very few out. Oh no, I'm gonna have to carpet clean again. This room's getting carpet cleaned more than one more time anyway.
I need a carpet clean here actually. I just vacuumed, but yeah.
That might be a good video idea.
Oh yeah, I haven't done because I haven't done a video on. I did the unboxing video on the ProHeat spot clean that I did because I got that one refurbished, and that's my spot cleaner as well. So, it really is a coincidence I just happened to get both those, because I know I say that and it makes me sound like a Bissell shill, but.
Well, you just bought what was cheap and was okay.
Right, and I knew they were good quality because I used them before. I literally forgot about this. I literally have a Bissell Little Green, brand new, sealed in the box, that I just keep forgetting that I ever got. It's sitting in my dad's house, still wrapped up from shipping, and I literally just keep forgetting that I even have it because it's just jammed at the back of my closet.
Yeah.
I really need to open it, but I'm also kind of not in a hurry to open it because I'm like, well, if it's broken, it's already past the 30-day return window, so I might as well just leave it. Even though I'll just wait until I actually if my other one actually croaks. But yeah.
Well, if you need it, unbox it.
Yeah, of course.
It's nice that Rug Doctor puts a date on these things. 264th day of 2018.
Right.
And the lady said she'd had it for 2 or 3 years.
Well, that checks out.
It totally does, and I don't I don't hate products made in China. I know some people do.
Right.
I would say as long as the manufacturer wanted it to be high quality, it can be made anywhere.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's just because something's made in China or whatever random country you think of doesn't inherently mean that it's bad or good. It's also I'm sure there's American-made vacuums that are probably pieces of shit, but I mean, it's there might not be enough American-made vacuums to really make it easy to find one. But
that's true.
Because people need to think about this. When literally everything is made in China, your likeliness of something crappy getting out to the market is obviously going to be way higher, because all the other numbers are way higher as far as just the manufacturing levels.
I would probably say this Hoover T series cleans better than all of these Dysons and Shark that I have
I would not. Yeah,
out.
I would not disagree with that whatsoever.
I had I had just carpet cleaned this 2 days ago, and then used all of these afterwards. The Dyson
Yeah.
DC-25, the 50. The I did not use the Ricard, and then I used my V7 on max mode with a V8 cleaner head, and it pulled a lot of stuff out after that. But this thing pulled out uh, a decent amount after that. So shows you how what differences there are
Right.
between a more original design versus machines with very sparse brushes, very very close together but soft brushes,
Right.
sparser, closer together but still fairly sparse brushes that are okay but not the greatest.
Right.
And these clean okay for being a bagless machine. The only thing that's wrong with them is their cyclones, and your filters clog up 24/7.
Right.
Even this thing has a more complicated cyclone than the Shark, and this
Yeah.
is a $150 vacuum versus a $400 vacuum.
I've heard people say that where it's like, oh, well, it's more complicated than this, and it's like, well, that is one thing that, you know, back whenever I first was like looking at Shark vacuums, I was kind of like, oh, why did they get rid of the 21 cyclones they had from the Infinity? That was stupid. But now that I look at it, I'm kind of like, actually, no. I think the system, the cyclone setup they have is actually better, and the reason why is because there's no cyclones to worry about cleaning out. It's just yes, you have to clean the filter more often, but it's not like so bad that it's filthy after 2 uses, but it's also not. Did you need something?
No, I was looking at the time.
Okay, but yeah.
In my
So it's yeah. Go ahead.
in my experience with we've got 5 people living in the house with 3 cats. This filter, I would wash it after every use with how dirty it gets. But I know that's not everybody.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I'd rather use that, even though it doesn't perform as well as this. It doesn't perform as well as this Ricard or this Hoover does.
Right.
I say that because that thing does not have as much airflow and working water lift.
No, yeah, it's amazing how like so many people will just like trash talk vacuums based off their price range when in reality there are a lot of budget vacuums out there that actually clean carpets better than machines that are way more expensive, be it Shark, Dyson, possibly Sibo, possibly Kirby. You know, it really just depends on, you know, there's obviously multiple variables there, but it's just
The
one of
reason
those.
I say that it doesn't perform as well as the Hoover is look at how wide this is, and then how much extra space there is compared to the Hoover.
Right.
It's a better designed brush roll housing. You're going to get a little bit better performance. And the Hoover has a more centered air path and more power, slightly. Yeah, I know I'd probably get some people not too happy with me for saying that, but that's true.
Right. But yeah. So yeah,
It's-
but so
I know they've replaced this since this model. I believe it's the R20 and R25 that they now have for
right.
their budget machines. But I could be wrong about that. Or about the new models, but not the Vibrants. Have you gotten anything? Oh, I'll talk after the stream about new machines.
Okay.
Eek.
Well,
These are all machines.
Yeah, I haven't gotten really much as far as new machines. I got, other than the loop, I haven't gotten anything, because I'm really disappointed because I was hoping I was gonna have enough money left over after this paycheck to get that Phantom Twister that was on eBay, but it looks like I'm gonna have to wait until the next paycheck, and I don't know if it's still gonna be there, but I really hope it is.
Hey Tracy,
yeah.
how much would you want for that Phantom Twister that you have?
The what?
The Phantom Twister that you have.
What about it?
With the How much would you want for it?
I don't know if I'm gonna sell it, but
The reason I say that, I've got a twister with a bad brush roll, and my grandmother had bought it when it was new, and
oh,
you got spare parts for it.
right.
And I've got the filter. I need a new brush roll.
Hmm.
The brush roll completely failed for the bare floor mechanism.
Ouch.
Kind of like what happened to Mr. Vackle and the Hoover Nano Light.
Right.
Would you? How much would you charge for that, possibly?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it because I hadn't actually thought about selling it. But either way, I'll let you know if I decide that I want to sell that.
Okay.
But yeah. So,
Oh, it still works, but I'd rather have it work perfectly.
right.
If I ever find one, I will definitely send you the filter, because I don't need it.
Right.
Ruby, why the fuck are you barking?
Oh, jeez. I know some people will just push a button, and then it accidentally throws the filter in the garbage can.
Yeah.
The little black button on top of the canister on the Phantom Twister is the filter release,
Right.
as you might know. And somebody must have realized that the outer shroud needs to go back, but didn't realize that the inner shroud did, or the inner filter.
Yep.
I've done that before with the Phantom Twister when my aunt still had it, but I'm obviously a collector and knew to put the filter back.
Right. But yeah, so
Yeah.
so the so I'm hoping to get that at some point, but yeah, so because that was kind of my plan as far as the because I kind of narrowed it down to that as far as the vacuum purchase for this month, but I'll probably have to wait for a bit. But yeah, if I get some of these phones and a couple of these vacuums sold, I don't have enough to get it, but yeah, because I don't know. I've just been kind of, because I have so many vacuums just like piled up that I really need to work on. I've just been kind of burned out on working on them at this point. So I'm just kind of like,
phone?
what?
Was your Galaxy S9 or Note 9, was it having problems because of a software update?
It was well, it was the fingerprint sensor causing like the phone to restart, and I've since disabled the fingerprint sensor and updated the software, and that seems to have fixed the issue.
So you'll have to take it apart and put a new sensor in it.
Possibly, but for now I'm just gonna not use the sensor and just use the face unlock and the pin.
The iris sensor.
Yeah, on the iris sensor. Well, the Note 9 has the intelligence scan where it uses the face and the iris at the same time, so I just use that.
Well, that's the last Samsung that has that feature.
Yeah, the iris scanner. Yeah, I was also gonna buy a screen for both of my Note 7s and fix those up, but I'm gonna wait on that too.
I would, if possible, I would wait a little bit.
Yeah, it just sucks because I'm hoping those screens will still be in stock because obviously Note 7 parts are really hard to find. But, yeah.
Unless you're trying for are the FE models still pretty rare?
They are, but obviously the screens are the same because it's the same phone, but because those are rare as well, then yeah, you're not gonna find too many screens for either. You can find them on like AliExpress and stuff, but like it's really hard to tell if those are legit and they take so long to arrive.
I've heard that they have higher failure rates and they don't usually work.
Right, yeah. Because the buyer protection system on AliExpress isn't as good as it is on eBay, so I'd rather get the ones on eBay. But
if I'm purchasing a used vacuum and I can't see it in person, unless it's from a fellow collector, I will not purchase it anywhere but Facebook. Or I can't think. That's the place I'd go if I was seeing the machine. I mean, what you said, eBay.
Yes, yeah.
Or
unless it's so cheap that like you don't care because you're willing to take the risk.
Well, I usually, if it's online on a website I've never heard of, I'm not gonna buy it.
Well, yeah.
I would rather go see it in person. If I'm buying something on Facebook, I'll just go see it in person,
Right.
and I can say if I wanted it. I can say I'll buy it if I want it, or I won't buy it.
Right.
I've got. I've got to buy a replacement motor for my beam central vacuum
Right.
because I had accidentally bought wrong carbon brushes.
Right.
I'm not going I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of saying what happened.
Right.
Meh. Fun. At
Right.
least it'll last longer.
Right.
Nah. Fun.
Fun. But yeah, let's see.
What vacuum are you using as your bench vacuum currently?
Right now I'm using the Sanyo.
Ooh.
Just because
Yeah.
I'm mainly using the Sanyo, even though it is bagless. I'm mainly just using it just because it's nice and quiet. Has a core rewind, so it's easy to kind of wrap up and put away. And the hose is a bit of a larger diameter than the Mighty Might, so I'm not as worried about it clogging or anything. And it's just kind of cute, and I like using it.
Yeah.
And it has the attachments too, so I can use a crevice tool, dusting brush, that sort of a thing whenever I need to get in somewhere when I'm vacuuming another vacuum. And but yeah, so it's working all right.
If possible, when you go to empty it, could you take a detailed picture of from the inside where the hose plugs in?
Sure.
Because I might be able to help with figuring out what bag would fit that machine.
Oh, try and just like squeeze a bag onto like the intake on the inside of it?
Well, it depends on what type of bag inlet what inlet it has on it, because
Right.
this is the same diameter as a Henry, so the Henry bag fits easy.
Right.
And you can buy knockoff Henry bags for $10.
Right.
I actually spent the $20-something on genuine ones because I'm using them on machines I'm using them on disgusting purposes. But
right.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to use the Mighty Might as my bench vac, but I usually use that currently. I forget what model, but it's the same as my Ricard Pizzazz, the highest end model of this Bissell design, Bissell Ricard, whatever brand you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because I believe this is also the same design as a Bissell Zing.
Yeah, something like that. So, because I've meaning to get one of those to do a review on, but I haven't really bothered, and honestly at this point I'm just kind of like, you know what, Alex already did a pretty good review on it, and
Yeah.
I have enough canisters to deal with, so I'll probably put it off, at least for now. Maybe I'll revisit it at some point in the future, but as it stands right now, I don't think canisters are all that popular to do videos on, so it just doesn't seem like, you know, it doesn't seem like the smartest video idea. At least if I'm trying to like do videos about machines that like more people are gonna like, as far as consumers and or collectors.
And it won't get as many views probably as.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not gonna get as much
other
traffic.
machine.
And it's not just like, oh, I want the views so I get the money. It's also like, well, it's like, what do people actually care about? What do people actually want to see?
Yeah.
So.
And I actually got this for what the price tag says.
Right.
One that my mother had found at a thrift world.
Right.
Sadly, nobody would have known it. The wheel's coming off. The tread came off.
Right.
But I rarely ever move the machine unless I'm carrying it, so that's not a terrible problem.
Right.
I'll just have to. I wonder if the Bissell Zing wheel fits.
Maybe.
Because I don't mind how it looks as much, just as long as it works. I know some people would rather have it look nice than actually work.
Yeah.
I'd rather it work than look nice.
Right.
Especially, this is just the straight suction version. And I'd rather use this as for car cleaning and taking to a customer's house for central vacuum service.
Yeah.
Or cleaning out other vacuums at a friend's house.
I haven't even gotten a chance to test a vacuum in my car yet because every time I'm like, okay, I'm about to clean my car, my fiance's like, oh, I just did it. And it's like, oh, okay.
Have you told your fiance not to?
No, because why would I do that? I like my car being clean.
Yeah.
My car is one of those, is like the one thing where it's like I keep forgetting that like cleaning it is actually a thing that I should do. Because I just get in it, I drive where I need to go, and I get out. And then like I'm paying attention. I'm obviously paying attention to like the oil and the breaker and the all the fluids and everything, all the usual maintenance stuff. But last thing I'm thinking of is like, oh, I need to clean this because it's really gross on the inside of it. But yeah, so
This is different than the Pizzazz. The Pizzazz on one of these sides has another plastic tab. Weird. Oh, it'd be this side that it has another tab like this. Over here. That's just weird. I thought these things were completely identical. Interesting. But this bag will also fit in the Bissell Zing, this HEPA bag.
right.
Versus, I would never use a paper bag in a Bissell Zing.
No.
Have you seen that Vacmaster 1991?
I did see his video on it where that bag leaked a bunch of dust everywhere, and he was like, "This thing has pretty bad filtration, or at least for the bags that it came with."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, those don't seem like very good bags.
He used that on his Dyson ball animal tooth that he uses in his garage. He cleaned that out with it. No wonder it had dust everywhere in it.
Well, yeah.
I used it for cleaning out the Dyson and all of the machines that I used in here that this carpet has had baking soda on. And you be the judge of it is still spotless.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a testament to those bags, because if there was a HEPA bag in that Zing, he wouldn't have had those issues with the filtration.
No, and the bags are... I know he's always complaining about bag vacuums having extra cost. It's a cost on your life using a bagless vacuum.
That's one way to put it.
That's what I will say. Especially if you're cleaning up after very fine garbage that you don't want to breathe.
Right.
Use a bag vacuum.
Specifically a HEPA bag vacuum, because if you are gonna vacuum up very fine dust, and use like the worst quality paper bag, then you might as well not even bother.
You may as well just use a bagless.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use a cheap bag.
Because at least then, because then at that point you are wasting money because you're blowing through a bunch of bags.
And I was using Ricard Vibrance for the same purpose before you all these other machines. And I had even put baking soda down and used this machine. I know I don't like using baking soda as much, but this bag has hardly had any pull through of it, and that was barely any dust. And these are not designed for uprights. I believe they're designed to have the airflow flow the opposite direction. So I would say these are pretty good bags, these Henry ones.
Right.
Especially compared to other machines, or other bags, especially paper.
Right.
And if I'd find a Bissell Bissell Power Force or something, or the newer generation, I'd probably use Henry bags in it. Because I think they've got a similar fitting to what this Ricard does.
You don't need to use Henry bags in those because the HEPA bags you can get for those are so cheap that it's not even funny. But
I know that, but I don't have any of those Bissell bags, and I'll probably never use
Oh,
enough
I
of
see.
them.
Just so you can like use basically like the same bag on like as many things as possible.
Yes,
So you don't have to
I
have a
would
million
not.
different bags. Yeah.
I'm already going to be using these bags on so many things. I'll just order them instead of a bag that goes on one machine.
This chair is starting to bunch up this carpet.
What is?
This chair that I'm sitting in, it's like a really chair, and it was bunching up like there was like a knot in the carpet. You know, like it was a rug or something that was getting bunched up. I guess it just wasn't installed as tightly as it should have been.
I would definitely say the carpet cleaning this carpet has brought the pile back indefinitely.
Right.
Maybe Mm. Maybe the carpet I have everywhere in the house is a higher pile and this is a medium pile.
It could be. Yeah.
Or this is just a different type of medium pile.
Boots, did
'Cause
you
I-
just knock down the iPad? You little pickle.
Oh, then you go running away. Okay.
So your fiance likes Apple products more than Android?
Uh, I don't know. I think he likes both of them, but he usually switches back and forth all the time. He just recently got an iPhone 11 because he really wanted an iPhone. He's kind of indecisive. He'll get an iPhone and be like, oh, I want a pen back. I want to get a phone with a pen like an Android. And he'll be like, oh, I want a Note, and he gets a Note and he's like, oh, I want my iPhone. He's like, oh, he's usually pretty indecisive, but. If I had to take a wild guess, I think he probably slightly prefers iPhone, but I don't think he's too picky. He's kind of like he's like not as techie as I am, but he's kind of a techie guy, so he can appreciate just about anything. So,
Yeah.
but
I am a very techie person, but I'd rather, for my phone, it has to be an iPhone. And that's my personal preference.
For me, it has to be a Note specifically because I use the stylus on it all the time. So, but yeah,
Can't buy a genuine Apple stylist.
they don't work on the phones though, or at least, well, actually, they might now, but even if so, it's like it's useless if you can't store it inside the phone. Because what am I just gonna stick a pen in my pocket along with everything else in there and carry it around all day? That's stupid.
I get worried enough having my keys and my AKG Samsung headphones in my pocket.
Right.
And I've found some AKG headphones that originally came on a Samsung that no one had used for cheap at a Goodwill.
Right.
And I have had the iPhone adapter, so I just use wired headphones. I'm not really into those wireless things
Right.
as much.
But yeah.
Though your phone still has a headphone jack.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's kind of also kept me from upgrading is because it still has the headphone jack.
I believe maybe does the Note 10 have a headphone
No,
jack?
the Note 10 doesn't have it. They got rid of it on the Note 10.
I had thought, sucks.
Yeah.
I know some smartphones that are tiny that still have them.
Yeah.
It's just they don't want to put them in phones because they want to make you buy wireless pieces of whatever.
Exactly. But yeah.
And the wireless ones they sound the same as the wired stuff.
But yeah. Someone just asked, do you still have the burnt out DC-33? No, I sold that. I sold that a while ago, and then the only thing I kept off of it was the base plate, which I still need to send to Vac Lab, and I keep friggin' forgetting to do that.
Well, I had the same model Shark that he had, or a different model, but uses the same brush roll. I had gotten for free, and I was gonna send it to him, but then lacking vacuums, it sent it before me, and I ended up not knowing. I didn't know he had emailed me, and I had seen the email the other day. Sucks a little bit, because that would not have been too much of shipping. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this stupid kitten to stop meowing.
Oh.
It's very cute, though. Oh. Okay.
We
He
have
ran away from
rats
me.
here at the farm. Purebred.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't know what's up. He or she, I can't tell which one it is, was just standing there, just meowing randomly for no reason. Just over and over again, just meow, meow, meow. And I'm like, what do you want? Just gonna make this. It is impossible for me to not have background noise during this stream for whatever reason.
I know Rick Hoover just said at 9:53, bagged is king.
Yes, it is.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, at least in like the majority of situations.
What do you think about the Amway cleared track?
I really like it. It's definitely one that's you know really impressed me. It performs very well. It's really good at cleaning carpet. Obviously, it's a very old style machine, so there are a lot of kind of drawbacks, but just overall, like, it's not very loud. Even though it's kind of a heavy machine, it's still easy to push, easy to pull, easy to work with. It is a bit awkward because it's very chunky, but the edge cleaning on it is crap, and obviously the tools are, meh, given the fact that there's
Yeah.
no real tools, just a hose. But I mean,
You can buy from the company.
I know
who
you
still-
can. I know you can buy all that, but if you do, it's not gonna be like on board or anything.
No.
But still, like,
If
what?
you had a standard, you could use your Eureka attachments on it.
Oh yeah, I know I can. I have attachments that fit on it. So like I can use it. I do use the attachments on it whenever I use it. At least occasionally.
Ooh, here is that me? Ooh, Zai.
What'd you say?
Here's one of my baby cats.
Aw, kitty. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's about old and she was laying cute before I came up.
right.
They always do that. You never can show anybody.
Right.
And the stains on the carpet are not from me. They're from my aunt who lived here in this room previously.
Mhm. Yeah, this thing is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. It's basically it's basically the size of the actual Dyson one that replaced it. That was really big. The very appropriately named mini turbine head that had the little suction thing you pulled out and it would shut off the brush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the exact same thing that you can get with a Miele, Sibo, any high-end
Yep.
vacuum.
Yep, it's got the Wesselwork logo on the back of it, so you can tell where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the pretty, Dyson color scheme.
Yeah. I'm probably going to service mine when I get it because I know it's going to need it.
Yeah.
Though it looks in the same condition as what you're holding up.
What? Oh, okay, the cats are playing with each other. I was wondering what was going on. Patches, get over here. Quit being mean to your brother.
You've got some interesting cats.
I do.
Do all of your cats meow?
Pretty much. Because the quietest one is Patches, and he'll still meow sometimes.
We have 2 cats that almost never meow unless they're in trouble. And then 1 cat that will meow for no reason.
Gotcha.
It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes he'll meow if you squeeze him.
That's everything will make
That was
a
really
noise.
a meow. That was more of a scream. Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No, not. Aww. Patches is cute.
He is. He's my puppet. Yes.
I would say
This one's mine.
Nice. Does your dad still have some cats at his house?
No, my dad doesn't have any animals. He never did.
I thought I'd remember seeing an animal or 2 over there in some of your older videos.
No.
I can easily.
That wouldn't have been my dad's house. That would have been my fiance's old apartment.
Oh.
At least I'm assuming, or maybe like a friend's house or something, because there were some videos I did at like friends' houses and stuff too. But
It might be the ones from one of your friends' houses that looked similar
right,
to
yeah.
yours.
Because my dad's house is the one with the really fancy old carpet.
Very interesting original color.
Yes, and yeah, so that house has never had any animals because the landlord does not allow animals at that place. And plus, my dad didn't really want any animals, anyways. Come on, bitch. I want to hold you like a baby.
I would probably guess that the original owners of this thing hardly used it since it still has the original sticker.
Right.
And I believe I saw one of these on eBay that did not have the tool bracket.
Good deal.
The nozzle that came with yours, does it have the Wesselwork logo on it?
This
The
one?
might.
Oh, no.
You might.
No, yeah, that one has it too. It has the logo. It was the first thing I noticed. The first thing I noticed was the Wesselwork logo. Because I was like,
Weird.
oh, I know that logo.
Yeah, that's odd then, because I'll quickly go grab it. But I've never seen a Wessel. It looks exactly like some of the older Henry nozzles, and the same as the Eureka nozzle you have. And
Yeah.
it says made in Germany, but it does not have the Wesselwork logo on it anywhere.
I don't think this one says made in Germany, but it does have the Wesselwork logo. I find it weird how, like, the older Wesselwork logo isn't... Because if it's Wesselwork, you'd think it'd be two W's, but it's an H and a W. I don't know why.
Maybe Wesselwork, but I could be wrong.
That, I don't know.
You can see it's got some sort of weird model number, and then if I flip it to floors, it says made in Germany on it.
Interesting.
And it looks exactly like the Wesselwork version. And my best guess, along with a few other collectors on Discord, is this is a Wesselwork. It just was not ever had the logo.
Right.
Never had it. But I would say this is harder to push than the more modern equivalent. I don't know, just maybe because of the bigger section channel?
That could be.
I don't know. Ew. Hoover Cheese series. Yeah. I know. Don't you have one of these similar Hoover Cheese series?
Yeah, I have the same one.
Oh, you did have the exact same one a little while ago.
Oh, yeah. I did have the exact same one. The one I have is basically the same. It's just the bin isn't that tinted red color. It's clear.
Yeah.
Mine's the purely clean SKU of the T-Series Rewind.
I would say I would rather have this because it doesn't scratch as easy.
Yeah.
At least, no.
I did like that one when I had it. It's just that one was in pretty rough condition. There were some cracked parts on it. And I didn't have the other one to, like, build, like, a good one out of it with still, like, the fancy bin. So I just sold it for, a lot cheaper to someone. Because the cosmetic damage didn't affect the functionality of it. So I just, discounted it for someone who, didn't care. And they definitely didn't. They were happy with it.
This thing sort of has a little bit of motor bearing noise. Not that the motor sounds bad, it's just bearings that sound a little off.
Right. Sometimes they do that, yeah.
And I've greased them and stuff. I'm just going to leave it the way it is and eventually sell it.
Right.
Because no normal person will be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, or would even care. As long as it's not the kind of thing where it sounds like a tornado siren, they're not going to care. And even then, sometimes they don't care. But, you have to find the right person that doesn't care.
Well, some people who use those Bissels have the loudest motors. I don't understand them. Yeah. My eardrums get annoyed when a vacuum sounds even too high a pitch.
Right, and that is one thing I don't like, is that how the trend of, like, modern vacuums are higher pitched than they usually are.
Something I'll say is I don't like how high pitched this thing is.
Yeah.
Oh, sharks are annoying with how high pitched they are.
Yeah, and it's weird because, like, the original Lift Away, like the original Navigator Lift Away, like the first version that was a Lift Away, that one sounds nice to listen to. Like, it's not bad. Like, I can vacuum with it. It doesn't. It's what you'd expect. But a lot of the newer ones are just much higher pitched in sound. But it's also not, like, consistent. It's just, like, random ones will be high pitched and the other ones will sound fine. So.
And I know the motors on the Sharks are very, very small. Maybe this diameter all the way around.
Right.
They're very small. They're like a 3-inch motor, or maybe a 4.
But they can create a pretty solid amount of suction given how small the motor is, which is pretty impressive at least.
You know why they can do that?
Why?
Because they're running at like 15 to 20,000 RPM.
Yeah, I
That's
figure.
why they are so high pitched. They are running at a very high RPM. And Shark sent me a retail version of this, so I got a 7-year warranty with it.
Sweet.
Instead of a machine that was. I registered this under a different phone number than the other one. So I actually get the 7-year warranty.
Huh. Wouldn't you
Because
know?
I know Shark reliability is not good at all.
No.
It never has been.
Right.
Except for the NV22 original Shark. That was alright, but still not as high a quality as even this T series.
Right.
And one thing I don't like about most bagless machines is A, they have way less airflow. B, this filter, even after just doing this tiny area of carpet, and I had already vacuumed with like 5 or 6 vacuums, it pulled a decent amount of stuff out, but the filter was dirty after not even that much use. Just this little area of carpet. Nothing that would clog it, but just enough to where you'd start noticing a problem.
Right.
Though I will say this machine is far better than that Shark in build quality and cleaning ability,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a normal upright. It's not got something with a million feet of tubing and very mediocre brush roll.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Anyways, I think I'm probably gonna wrap up this stream in a few minutes, so I'll probably sign off on the Discord chat, and I'll probably finish up on the YouTube one real quick. Unless is there anything else you want to mention before I cut this real quick? Alrighty. Well, I'll get out of that. I'll talk to you later. Alright, and let's see. Have you ever got that Shark Apex fixed? Well, oh yeah, I did get it fixed. Yeah, because I did a few videos on it, and then I had like unclogged it, but then it clogged kind of again, and that's when it like did the thermal shut off, and I fixed it, and now it's working yet again. So that's fine, and yeah. It looks like the older Shark Navigator attachment. Yeah, the Shark Navigator Turbo Rushes do look pretty similar because they're a similar gray color, but they are slightly different. But yeah. But yes, there's that. So if anyone has any other questions real quick before we sign off, or if anyone wants me to specifically answer their question, then, super chats are nice. You don't have to do them, though, but they're nice. But yeah. I think that's it. The chat rate is at 0 right now. But, yeah, so I think I'll see you guys in the next stream. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little stream. Have you ever owned a Abyssal Magic Steamer? I have not. But yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next stream. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the last few videos, and hopefully you enjoy the next one. I am very tired, in case you can't tell. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.